So I'm back down by the lake. It's almost 1 o'clock now. It is technically the very last day of my golden week. I start working again tomorrow. So I originally wanted to come out early in the morning and do this hike, but unfortunately I spent my morning prepping for my lessons this week. So I literally did not get finished that. I woke up about 5 this morning and didn't finish until about 12:15. I'm going to try to do a good chunk of the hike that I didn't do before, which was the ridge of the mountains where the two ridges meet and going straight across. But I figured a good starting point would be the lake, because you get to see this. All the flower petals are starting to fall and they're pooling on top of the water. It looks quite lovely. And I apologize if my voice is really scratchy right now. I have a little bit of a cold, I think. So it keeps going in and out. Anyway, continue. Okay, so if I'm reading this right, this is supposed to be telling me when the peak time for the fireflies is supposed to come out. Down here are the months, so that's June, May, April, and then I'm guessing that's... Oh, it's really weird that the way they have it separated up is so it was 5 or 6, 5, 4, and then 8, 7. But I guess it's just the cycle for them. And basically, I think it's supposed to be... Oh, okay. So through the 4th month, so April and... what was it? Yeah, April. They're supposed to be like these little worm things, I think. And then by June, that's when they start to actually develop and become the little lightning bug fireflies that we like so much. And then the cycle just continues this way. Alright, that makes sense. So I'm assuming midsummer is probably the best time to come out to this lake to see all the fireflies. So maybe I'll make a trip out here in the evening one time just to check that out. And I was planning on taking a path over the top of this mountain here, but I stumbled across an actual paved path, and I'm a little curious as to where this is supposed to go. So I think I'm going to follow this for a while, and if I get somewhere interesting, that would be nice, and if not, I can always just find a way to hop onto a mountain trail. Some rundown old stairs. I think that's an abandoned house up there. And this road, it rained a lot yesterday. It was raining cats, dogs, and small farm animals. So the path is really muddy, which is kind of funny because I just washed my shoes. So I guess I'll wash them again when I get home. I'm guessing this is just a bunch of debris from fallen trees, and they use that to basically clean it up to try to keep the paths clear for people. Because the forest be pretty thick around here. Okay, so we're going back down the mountain. I got up there, but almost to the top, and I was really getting warm, so I stopped to take my jacket off, and all of a sudden I'm hearing this noise, this buzzing noise, and I start looking around, and essentially I had just walked into a swarm of bees. So instead of continuing to go through the swarm of bees, I decided I'd rather just go down the mountain and take the safer, flatter path, because while I have no trouble walking up a mountain, I have problems with interfering with bees. And I don't personally have issues with bees. I just have issues with the idea that bees might take issue with me. So let's just respect everybody's privacy and respect everybody's personal space. I'll go down the hill and I'll go in the other direction. Back onto the flat path, away from all the bees that would possibly sting me. Hopefully I can find another path back, because this is a lot of mud. It's pretty gnarly. But we are finally beginning our ascent up the next mountain. Yay, mountain ranges. They give you options. Stairs. So I see these signs all over the place, and they're all like 2.001 something M. And I'm assuming that there's some sort of like, I guess, marathon course that they do using the paths through these mountain ranges. And the signs are just there to help guide the runners for where they need to go. But it's kind of interesting. It's a good way to keep track of where you're at if you need to get your bearings. Okay, another fork. Either I go left or I go right. Right is nice and flat. Left involves more stairs and going up. The only issue I have with going left is that that's basically going to hook me around and I think eventually meet up with that path where I ran into all those bees. So I'm thinking, at least today, I'm going to go right. Oh, and there's another kind of less used path that way, but I'm thinking that might just be an animal trail or a path for crazy people who are actually good at hiking, which I am not, so that won't be happening. I'm kind of thinking to myself, I drove up to the lake so that I could get more of these paths covered, you know, but I probably should have just taken the extra 45-50 minutes and walked. That way I won't need to double back, or if something happens where I find another path into the city somewhere, I won't have to loop around and climb up the mountain to where my car is. But, oh well, lessons learned. I found a golf course though, in the mountains. Go figure. I think it's part of a country club. Apparently Niigata has a lot of people that play golf. And I hear some jingling bells, so I'm assuming that means that's people hiking. I think I chose good then. Because if I'm on a path that has regular people on it, then the likelihood of me, 1, getting lost gets reduced. 2, should I injure myself or something stupid happens, it'll be easier for people to find me. And 3, it gives you kind of like a camaraderie with people. You walk by, you say konnichiwa. If you get like a line of people, you all start doing konnichiwa, konnichiwa, konnichiwa to everybody, and it turns into like this mantra, which is pretty nice. Yeah, there's another kind of disused path. So let's go down these stairs. I basically have come to the conclusion that I can double back if I want to, but if worst comes to worst, I'll just find the nearest train line, follow the trains, and then probably from my station, it's about a 15-20 minute walk up a mountain, and then kind of hooking over and going another 15-20 minutes to get to my car. So wherever I end up, I'll end up, and I really don't care how it's gonna wind up being. Sorry, I'm like, these stairs are really awkward, and it's only 1:20 now. I'm not gonna need to worry about that for like another few hours. So in a couple hours, I'll reevaluate where I'm at. If worst comes to worst, maybe I'll just jump over into this golf course and flag down somebody with a golf cart and ask them to give me a ride to my car. So This bridge looks really cool too. I wonder if I can get away with crossing it. It would take me off my current path though, so probably not. And that's probably a keep off in kanji sign. So I don't know. There's this weird metal structure over here. And I can't tell what it's for. It's like the base of like one of those power lines, but there are no power lines running through here, so I don't know what it's for. Yeah, I saw some guys on some golf carts a little while ago, so not too bad. And I'm wondering, there's a golf course here. If I must be close to something like some sort of civilization of some kind. I wonder. And I was also thinking to myself, I know I said I could just walk from the station, but if I'm really dead tired, I could always just take a bus. So that's another beauty about Japan. If you're walking or driving or anything at all, it's pretty easy to get around because they have a really good infrastructure when it comes to public transportation. So it's always easy. You're never too far from a bus or a train. And I say that as in never too far, but I'm always mean like within like a 45-minute walk. And okay, we are going to another crossroads. Okay, all these splitting of things needs to stop so I don't lose my bearings. Oh, beautiful, a map. So the first station is here. Okay, this is what happened. This is the first station. I've already walked this path. This is where I got to that ridge, and I was like, oh, I need to go down and go explore another day, right? But then I came over here today. I'm parked here, and I walked here, and then there was a path that was going to take me up to here. But that's where I ran into the bees. So then I came down, and I came over here, and this is the golf course right here. So right now I'm right here. I'm still on this red path. And there's 11 stations for said red path. So I'm thinking maybe my goal will be follow the red path down to here and then come down to the train line and then either hop on the train or follow the train line back up to here. So I'll just make a big circle. That sounds like a good plan. And I have, it's only 1:30. Doesn't get dark until about 6 or 7. And by then I should be out of the woods. As long as I'm in the town, by the time it gets dark, I should be just fine. So, yay. I like having a plan. Okay, we made it to the top of that group of stairs, and it's flat, and I was about to celebrate before I realized there's a whole nother batch of stairs I need to go up. Joy. Never mind, there is an incline that runs right alongside of it. Hopefully these leaves aren't too slippery and I can just walk up them. Yeah, that's better. A lot of people in Japan, I mentioned part of their standard gear for hiking is wearing these bells that jingle that are supposed to basically warn bears that you're coming. Another thing that they use are basically like these giraffe sticks. They're kind of like the poles that people use when they're skiing, except they use them to climb up the mountains. And I could see where having a pair of those would come in handy right now. On a rating scale for this trail, I would give it easy to moderate, more on the moderate side of things. Hard, not yet. Konnichiwa. So instead of having bells, that guy had like a radio station playing so he could have voices to let the bears know that he was coming through. And I thought it would be music, but no, he was just listening to some sort of talk show. But that's an idea. Maybe get a book on tape and have that playing while you're hiking, or maybe one of those Japanese study things that you can have playing so you get used to listening to Japanese while you're walking. But then again, that would also kind of disturb the quiet and the calm of nature, I think. So, who knows? To each their own, I suppose. So this was tea, but I just filled it up with water, but important to stay hydrated. I also have my lunch with me if I get hungry. So, looking at the map, I'm here at Station 4. Down here is a diagram that shows you the elevations. Right now, I think I'm at the highest peak. So there's a few more bumps along the way, but they're not as high as this one, so this will probably be the hardest thing for me to do. And it looks like this is 8.5 kilometers, just over 8.5 kilometers. So what, about 4 miles or so, I think? I need to double check the math, but that's not too bad. I think I can easily do this in a day. So I just need to keep moving. And I feel really bad because I just got a message on my phone from my friend Arlette, and she wanted me to go out to dinner with her tonight. And I basically just messaged her. I'm like, I'm kind of like out in the woods right now, and I don't know how long it's going to take me to get back to my car, and then get from my car to this home, and then from home to the station, and then from the station get to where we need to meet up. So what's this? There are 2 paths here. One is going up and one is going down. I'm assuming we want to take this one going up. Do they meet up again? Is that what happens? Oh, I could have done the one going down then. Okay, I just made a fool of myself. Alright, but like I was saying, so I kind of feel bad because I had to tell my friend, no, I can't do the rest. And so I have about 6 more kilometers to go. If we average 2 kilometers takes about, I'd say 20-30 minutes to walk. We're looking at maybe another 2-3 hours if I putter around, max. So, but to get back to where I need to meet her would take way too long, I think. And I feel kind of bad because she's invited me to a restaurant that I took Rachel to for Cinco de Mayo, because she wants to celebrate our last day of break together. But that's just not going to be able to happen today, I think, unfortunately. And I hate turning down people when they invite me to things, because I think that they might take things personally, and I'm not trying to be personal at all. And she didn't know I would be out in the woods today. So she probably thought I was just sitting at home being a lazy person, like I wish I could be, and wanted to do something nice. But I have a feeling, or I have this thing where I think if you turn somebody down too much, they'll start thinking, oh, well, might as well not just invite them to anything at all. And that's not what don't want to happen. I don't want that to happen. I want people to be like, cool, this person's awesome. Okay, so you see how this divides up? This is where we're headed. So we just need to follow these kanji, and we're okay. And here it says 5.8 more kilometers. So, and it says it should take me about 140 minutes. That's normal people speed. Beanbot pace, maybe tack on 10 or 15 minutes to that. Maybe a little longer. So, not bad. You can get through a Lord of the Rings movie. Nice views up here. Konnichiwa. Stairs. So many freaking stairs. I want the little green frog one day. When I want the little green frog. I want the little green frog one day. More stairs. So, I officially just climbed a mountain. Yay! There's a sign saying that the park is this way, but it looks like it's leading up to a road. And I'm wondering what road this is. And I'm debating on whether I'm about to pull out my phone and just see where I am on the GPS, just so that I can see what road this is, because it'd be interesting to see where it goes. And yes, keep going up this way. It's nice and paved now, so it's not like a horrible evil sidewalk. So even though I'm going up, it doesn't hurt my knees at all. It's quite lovely. You know, I lived in West Virginia for what, 15 years or so? And we lived right in the Appalachian Mountains, or Appalachian, whoever you talk to might say it differently. And we had the Appalachian Trail that basically runs all through the Appalachians, not just West Virginia, but, you know, Virginia, Tennessee, kind of straight up. And there are people who actually spend months hiking those trails. And that just takes a level of tenacity and determination that I don't think I possess. But I truly admire them for being able to do this. All right, so the road is here. The sign, I think, is pointing me down a stairwell here, and I'm guessing that the stairs will take me under the mountain and continuing my path up the next smaller mountains. But I'm gonna pull out my phone and figure out what road this is before I do that. So looking at the map, basically I climbed up the mountain through here, and this road would lead me back to my car in about a half an hour, which is not too bad. Anyway, now that I have my bearings, I think I'm going to actually, because this looks kind of dank and scary, like that's where people go to die. I think I'm just gonna follow the road, because I like to live. And I'd like to see what's along the way. Maybe I'll go down that part another day, like with a friend or something. Alright, let me pull out the phone and see what the phone has to say. This way's good because there's a side of the road that I can walk on, and we're just going down a mountain. So, yay! Yeah, I prefer walking down the side of a road on the side of a mountain than going through some dark tunnel where I don't know where it's actually going to cough me out and I can't really see anything, and my cell phone light is not that good, so maybe next time. It's so funny. The incline is so steep on this mountain, you can see when cars hook around the turn and they have speed, and then the second they start going up, they like just start slowing down. Yeah, so this path, instead of making me go up the two mountains again and go up all those stairs, essentially I'm just following the main roads down, and I'm going to follow the base of the mountain and then follow the roads back up to where the lake is. So, yay! Google agrees that this is the best path. On a side note, another friend of mine invited me to go out hiking with her next week. So next Sunday we are going to be hitting up some trails down where she lives. She lives about 50 minutes to an hour away. So I'm looking forward to checking out her area. I haven't actually been down there before. So I'm hoping to see not only a lot of nature, but see what that area is like and see what it has to offer. I don't know what this thing is, but it's a giant wooden structure filled with wood. I guess that's what it is, a giant wooden structure full of wood. As you may have noticed in Japan, traffic is on the opposite side of the road than it is in America. And I am walking on this side of the road basically just for safety reasons. One, the shoulder is wider over here. Two, I want to be able to have the people behind me have enough time to actually see that, oh, there's a person on the road, and on this side of the road, coming up, they're moving slower and they have more time to actually see me coming. So they tend to just kind of clear and give me some space. But I think it's really nice that there's usually not a shoulder this wide in Japan. And I think that they designed this specifically in mind of hikers and things like that, which is very nice. And it's very comfortable just walking down. Though I have been walking down for about 10 minutes and I still haven't hit the lower level or ground level yet. So we'll see how much longer it takes. Snack time. I actually got this for free at the Children's Day Matsuri. I haven't had this before. Okay, it's like a giant Cheeto tube. It's like a Cheeto cheesy poof thing. Man, it's pretty good. Now it's time to start going back up the mountain again. Joy. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High. Can't really see it very well on the camera, but through the trees I can see the outskirts of my town. But I'm going the opposite direction. I'm going up here because I need to go back up the summit of the mountain and then down the mountain and then up a little bit of another mountain to get to the lake where my car is. But that's okay because it's a beautiful day, unlike yesterday, and I'm not walking in the mud at the moment and I'm not walking on stairs at the moment, so I'm quite content. In fact, if all mountain hikes were this simple, I'd do it all the time. Eventually, I do want to be able to get myself to the level where I think I'd be okay trying to climb Mount Fuji, but who knows when that'll happen. And then there's just crazy people like that who ride their bikes up mountains, and I'm just like, what? What is wrong with you? How are you doing this? Are you even human? Is essentially what I'm thinking. But, yeah, eventually I'd like to be able to get to the point where I'm comfortable climbing up mountains, that I'll go and climb Mount Fuji at least once, because that's basically, I think the phrase is, everybody in Japan climbs Mount Fuji at least once, only crazy or stupid people do it twice, or something, so I still need to do it at least once. Golf. So essentially, from what I could tell from the map, I just circled that giant country club that had the really cool bridge and the golfers and stuff like that, and all their golf carts are right up there. So again, should something happen, like somebody hit me on the side of the road, it shouldn't be too difficult for people to help me out if I need help. And they all keep staring at me. Probably because I'm talking to myself. And I'm a big, fat, foreign lady with big curly hair walking up the side of a mountain where I think in my town I may have seen, maybe 4 other foreigners. Yeah, we'll say 5 just to be comfortable. And 5's a good number. So about 5 foreigners in my town. Or, well, my town is part of Niigata the whole, but we'll just say my area. So, pretty rare to see it, I guess. And they just can't help but stare. It's okay. The other day I was on the train and there was this little baby who was just like openly staring at me. Like openly staring, like, oh my God, Mom, Dad, what is that? And the parents thought I was bothered by it, but I wasn't. And so I just started playing with the kid and messing around with the kid. And they got off at our station. We parted ways. And then apparently we wound up going to the same event. And wound up spending a little time with them too. And we took pictures together and stuff like that. But it's pretty fun. And it's nice to make friends. Hopefully I'll run into them again some other time. But yep, there we're going. The sign. Akiha Park. Well, next to Akiha Park, we're going to Akiha Lake. So it's the end of the peak bloom, and all the green is starting to poke through all the pink of the flowers. It's been a nice few weeks. There's like a sidewalk here, but I don't know if it goes along with the road. So I think I'm just gonna stay on the road because I don't want to deviate from my path because I'm only like 10 minutes from where my destination is. And Lord knows if I go down a different path, I'll wind up just going opposite direction or something crazy will happen and it'll wind up taking me even longer. And I still want to do some more exploring today because there are some areas I was hoping to check out. And I do have to stop by the store and get a couple things, so don't want to deviate too much. Looks like there's a trail up on that ridge, and I'm curious if it's probably one of those trails that I deviated from earlier. Probably. But it looks like it's basically following the same course as I am. Somebody rolled out the red carpet for me at the peak of the mountain. I feel so special. Finally going down again. Gotta love the signs with all the little happy people telling you of, oh, here's hiking paths that you could take. Maybe I'll do this path another day. Right now we are heading down over here to where the lake is. But, interesting to note. Ha! We've done it! Yay! We are officially in Juice Box. Continuing on to the next part of exploring. I gotta drive maybe like 10 minutes away. Mainly it's just an area of town I want to check out by foot. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so I am now in downtown area-ish. I had to stop by the 100 store, the dollar store, mainly just to get a lint roller. I do my laundry at home, and I only have a washing machine, and I don't have a dryer. And the wash has a little lint trap in it where it takes lint out of your clothes. But I noticed that it seems to like spread it around, so some of my clothes that normally don't get linty have lint all over them. And it doesn't look very professional. So just for the sake of being a professional, I decided I would invest in a lint roller so that my clothes would look good for work. Second Street. It's a secondhand store. The problem with it is that Japanese people take such good care of their stuff that when they give it to secondhand stores, the secondhand store will sell it for like almost if you were to buy it brand new. Sometimes it's even more expensive depending what it is. Like, they get like a pair of old American jeans, they will mark those suckers up like crazy. So sometimes you can find deals at them, sometimes you can't. I found a shirt at a different secondhand store that was really nice work shirt that fits me pretty well for about 200 yen. But then right next to it was almost the same exact shirt, but it had a Tommy Hilfiger label on it, and they were selling it for 40,000 yen. So, yeah. You can find deals, but you have to look for them. I'm just like looking around this shopping center trying to see if there's anything interesting. There's a noodle shop there, a Moss Burger there. Dash, I think that's a gym that I might look into once I actually start getting a regular paycheck. That you could go exercise at, the Second Street, and then the Daiso. Alright. I think I'm just going to wander around some more, but if there's anything interesting, I'll keep filming. If not, this will be the end of the video. So,